What's up everybody, this is Alex with Squeaky's Reef again. I'm doing another unboxing today to get my second phase of fish into quarantine and to get that process rolling. I know that I said in a previous video that I was planning to stock my tank only from live aquaria, but unfortunately they didn't have a bunch of the stuff that I wanted this time. And Vivid Aquariums is where I ended up going, and that is somewhere where I plan on sourcing most of my coral from. So I went ahead and looked at their site and saw that they did have a fox face, especially a one spot, which was part of what I wanted, and they also had a starry blenny, which was also part of my plan. So I went ahead and I put my order in. Now, they called me back the day before my order was supposed to ship, and they said that they couldn't find the starry blenny. I guess maybe he got lost in a sump or sold and it just wasn't accounted for. And they were like, well, we can return the money to your account, or if you want, you can swap it out with the lawnmower blenny. And I really need a blenny to add to my cleanup crew, so I figured I would just go with the lawnmower blenny. They're definitely not as pretty as the starry blenny, and I was a little bit disappointed, but they sent me a gigantic one, so I guess that kind of makes up for it. The other downside to this order was that with live aquaria, they come from UPS, who guarantees them to my house by 10:30. But Vivid Aquariums was being shipped by FedEx, and they did not offer the same sort of guarantee. And it took me, as a straight shot, 45 minutes to get to the FedEx hub that my fish would be leaving from. And since my mail normally doesn't arrive till 4, I think it's a safe bet to say that it'll be after 4 when I got this package. Usually when I get mail from the FedEx hub that it left from, it arrives after I leave for work at 5 o'clock. So that really wasn't going to work. So they offered a service where they'll hold it for you at the FedEx store, and we elected that one, and then we just drove out there and picked it up. But it was kind of a pain in the butt. To be fair though, that's not really Vivid Aquarium's fault. I think that if you live in like a normal place where you're within an hour from a city, it'll probably make no difference to you. So I ended up getting the one spot fox face. I think it's like 3 inches or so, and I got a yellow Watchman goby to pair with my pistol shrimp. I think the yellow goby and the red shrimp will look really nice together. And I got the lawnmower blenny, who's got to be 5 inches long. It's just a huge blenny. And I'm hoping that he'll be able to defend himself from the Midas blenny in my tank, which has shown some aggressive traits in the past. But honestly, in the past couple weeks, he's calmed down completely. I don't think it's going to be a problem. Now, in terms of the packing, I don't really have any complaints at all. It was packed totally great, wrapped in newspaper, double bagged everything. Heating pack was still hot. It was as good as any other package I've ever received in the mail. Anyway, you could tell just from the visual inspection that everybody was healthy, and honestly they were moving around more than other fish I'd received in the mail. I don't know if that's just a factor of the species or luck or what, but you could tell right from the bat that they were all pretty healthy and weren't suffering too bad from the trip. With the losses I experienced from my last acclimation procedure, I decided I was going to drip again, but I was going to do it faster this time. So I did a much faster drip. You can see everybody in the bucket here, and then I also got a fighting conch that I couldn't get from live aquaria, and I dripped him in a smaller bucket so there was less quantity of water and the process would go more quickly. And he came alive as soon as I put him in the tank. He buried himself. I haven't seen him since. When I finally got everybody in the quarantine tank, everything was fine. They took food. I didn't bother feeding them the first day, but the second day I did. The blenny and the fox face ate off a nori sheet that I rubber banded to a small piece of PVC I had left over from my build, and the Watchman goby was taking mysis shrimp that I'd put a little bit of garlic juice in. I did, however, have a huge problem with aggression almost right off the bat. The fox face is super energetic and kind of twitchy and spends all day darting around the aquarium, and so I noticed some nipped fins on the Watchman goby. And I put in a little 1-inch black piece of PVC that I had left over from my build. I was hoping he would take to it as like a tunnel, but he did not. And when I went to the store, when I got back, all of his top fins and bottom fins were completely chewed off in what looked like catastrophic damage to me. So I had to put him in an isolation box just for his safety. And he doesn't look too good at all. He is alive. I saw him eat a couple pieces of food the other day, but he spends most of his time just lying on there, and I'm not sure he's going to make it. It has been 2 days now, though, so I'm cautiously optimistic that he'll be able to make a recovery. Now, I suspect it's the fox face. I really don't feel like it's the blenny's personality. This fox face is just so hyper that I think it was him. But I just wasn't expecting that out of that fish. All the research I did said that they're really passive fish, that if you have a problem, it's going to be that they're hiding all the time. And so far, that has not been my observations with this specific fish, beautiful as it is. So same as last time, I'm going to give them, 4 or 5 days to get adjusted to the quarantine tank with no medications, get everybody eating. Once that happens, I'm going to treat them with Prazipro for a week, then Cupramine for 2 weeks, and then I give them a week at the end to run carbon and do some large changes to get all the medication out before I add them to the display tank. I have started Prazi already. So as you can see from my display tank, I'm starting to have the diatoms, which was to be expected. I'm going to be doing, the next video you'll see will be an update about the ugly stage. Hopefully I'll be on the other side of it and I can talk about what that experience was like. Everything in the display has been really great. The Midas Bunny chilled out a little bit after everyone sort of got their territory, and all of the inverts that made it past the acclimation are still alive and doing good work. But I'll give you a video probably 2 or 3 weeks, and I'll check in with you hopefully on the other side of the diatoms, and thank you for watching.